Il y a du Pokémon. Là, il y a Sherlock Holmes, tu vois, vous allez. Et on va continuer aujourd'hui avec le chapitre 3. Même aussi, quand on a le chapitre, peut-être utiliser le goût. Enfin, si j'ai envie. Enfin, peu importe. Et on continue. Bain de sang. Il faut que j'enlève le. Hmm. Moi, ça c'est quoi pour le bain de sang? Watson.
Holmes, what happened?
I feel deathly.
Won't you look it? Let me examine you. Please don't tell me that you've returned to your old habits.
Hmm?
The pupil is dilated. The temperature appears to be normal. I need to concentrate and count the heartbeats. A weak pulse, around 50 beats per minute. But you're dying, Holmes. Your pulse rate is dropping. We need to get you to the hospital immediately.
The antidote. Give it to me.
The antidote? You mean that you're poisoned?
Now. Please.
Here, drink it all. Don't tell me that you did this to yourself.
Hemlock and datura. I was compelled to.
Holmes, imagine if I'd not returned home when I did. What might have happened?
I knew that you would.
Mr. Holmes, Inspector Lestrade is here to see you.
Mr. Holmes is unable to see anyone at the moment. He is unwell.
A good day, Inspector.
Wow.
Ah, Mr. Holmes, I'm glad to find you here. I need your help. This is a strange one. We have brought in two young bankers from the city, sons of lords, members of the chamber, and so on and so forth. They were found stranded in a rowing boat that was drifting on the Thames.
A romantic escapade with an unhappy ending, Lestrade.
What? Well, yes, they were both in the bath, but... what?
As I said,
And they were tied together.
you are lacking in imagination, Inspector.
Well, no, I'm not. Anyway, there was a banner flapping about in the boat with the RMS Oceanic printed on it and signed by the Merry Men.
The Oceanic. Isn't that the largest steamer ever built?
Yes. And these two young banker chaps are sons of the owners of the White Star Line, the company that built it. There are rumours of corruption.
I'm not interested in politics, Lestrade.
I'll keep it then. Here's another one that's a bit more complex and maybe to your liking. It's a murder, but we're unable to find any weapon. We haven't touched anything. It's at the Roman Baths in Strand Lane.
A murder, a vanishing weapon, the Roman baths. That's for us. Watson, fetch your hat.
Ouais, il faut du feu. Ah. Attends, désolé. D'accord. Ça, j'ai aucun indice. C'est-à-dire parfois ce truc isolé, c'est impressionnant. C'est la santé dans le temps de ma voix. Oui, voilà. Ah oui, d'accord.
What a beautiful place.
With a dreadful murder, the body of Sir Rodney Bentcliffe is still in the steam room. It has not been touched, per your usual instructions, Mr. Holmes. I shall be waiting for you here, but please hurry.
Are you able to identify the men who were with the victim in the steam room?
Yes. The manager of the bath, Sir Gregory Pitkin, a lad from the City Council, Garrow, and an archaeologist by the name of Blinkhorn. I think the plump one, Garrow, did it. He doesn't seem right in the head.
Well, we shall see. You found no murder weapon?
No, and that's why I called you. All three witnesses and the victim were locked in when the murder occurred, and they remained so until we got here. We even had to pick the lock to enter.
I see. Was there anyone else here, apart from those gentlemen in the steam room?
Yes, a Mr. Phillips. He was the one who called the police. He'll be able to give you more details.
The steam room's on the other side, Mr. Holmes.
Il est où? Ah, et bien le voilà lui, je le cherchais. Vous lui parlez. Je le cherchais.
Good day to you, Mr. Phillips. My name is Sherlock Holmes, and this is my colleague, Dr. Watson. Would you be so kind as to answer our questions?
Certainly, sir.
D'abord toujours moi, je fais tout ça.
Please tell us the chain of events from the start of your day. Everything that you can remember. The slightest detail may be of importance.
Very well, sir. I came in at 6:30 this morning, and I opened the baths. I made sure that the room was clean, and I prepared the towels. The brazier was still burning.
There was a fire burning all night.
Yes, Sir Gregory ordered me to light the brazier yesterday. It takes some time until the room is fully heated. The gentlemen had a meeting at 9 o'clock this morning. I wanted everything to be perfect. They'd been in the steam room for 20 minutes when I suddenly heard shouting. I ran to the door, but it was closed. I couldn't open it. So I ran out to the street to call for the police. One constable came up, and then there were others, and they picked the lock. Then Inspector Lestrade came along, and he told us that nothing should be touched.
Did you receive any other visitors this morning?
No one. Until these gentlemen arrived. Sir Gregory was the first. And then, while we were discussing work details, Sir Rodney and Mr. Blinkhorn arrived, and Mr. Garrow followed.
And what happened after that?
I waited until they'd all entered the steam room, then I returned to the hall. The changing room door was open, so I should hear if they needed anything.
You would have heard if someone had entered or left the steam room.
Certainly, sir. These doors make a lot of noise.
Il m'a pas su de la bonne pièce.
These clothes belong to one of the suspects from the steam room. Expensive clothes. champagne for a special occasion. Unopened, it was intended to be enjoyed after the steam session. An ice bucket to keep the champagne chilled.
Je dois imaginer tout comme il faut. Ah, le voilà, t'as pris la bonne porte. Oh, l'œil!
Good Lord, Holmes.
Ah,
Comme vous le
death
dites,
with a peculiarly Roman piquancy.
Like the one you almost had an hour ago.
Let us forget about that.
Oh la vache!
It's horrible. I can't talk at the moment.
I'm in shock. I don't want to talk. It's horrible. So Rodney, he's dead.
One lens is cracked, probably due to the temperature of the brazier. These lenses are for myopia. The wearer is short-sighted. The brazier is still burning. The heat here is extreme. I will need something to pick up this melted metal. I will need some... It is too hot. I cannot reach...
Mr. Holmes?
What should we do next, Holmes?
I should check this blood sample. This key was covered in blood. I should ask Phillips about it.
There was only one hit from the weapon. It pierced the right eye straight through to the brain. Death would have been...
Look, Watson. He was wearing a ring. He very likely removed it before the steam session. Some dirt or earth. I'll take a sample.
Le poignet.
Well, death is very recent. Between 30 minutes to 1 hour ago.
The wound should not have bled so profusely. This pool is rather large. I think we have found all that we can here, taking into consideration the abysmal lighting. Constable, we have finished with the body.
We don't have many leads here.
What concerns me is that we still have to find the murder weapon.
Mr. Holmes?
Please have the body removed without disturbing anything else in the room.
All right, Mr. Holmes.
I was wondering, Holmes, it's fairly reckless to carry out a murder inside a closed chamber. Why do you suppose they did it?
There are a great many possibilities. The murderer was in a hurry. Or he is an artist. Or a ghost. Or he wanted to ensure that I'd be brought in on the case.
Probably the latter. You are ridiculous. Do you know that?
blood traces wiped on the towel.
I found him. I touched his shoulder, thinking that he was just asleep.
If you have to interrogate me, I'd like to be dressed properly first.
I can't understand what happened. Am I allowed to leave?
The brazier is... I will need...
I'm always wondering what's on your mind, Holmes.
These clothes...
Et pourquoi? Mais où sont les vêtements de la victime? Il y a 2 vêtements là, un là. Mais il était 4, il y a juste 3 vêtements.
Mr. Holmes, I should like to take the suspects to the yard. You can interrogate them there. Any objections?
Please wait. I need to do something first.
My God, are you all right? I wonder how this could have happened.
Yes, it is somewhat treacherous. Fortunately, I am unscathed. To where does this corridor lead?
To the frigidarium, the coal room.
Barely unscathed and by a very small margin. And treacherous is an understatement. Those stones weigh tons. We won't move them.
It does not matter. If our investigation requires it, we shall ask for them to be removed.
Désolé.
I will need these tongs.
Voilà.
Tools used by archaeologists.
Déjà de tout pour l'instant. Effectivement, ce tout.
Archaeological findings. A shape has been cut in the plate. What should be done with it?
Il souhaite organiser une conférence de presse de Stonehenge le mois prochain, 1800 par 1900. Fut une année remarquable pour mes travaux en Égypte, mais il est temps de me tourner vers la l'anglais de Bananier. Mettez sur pause pour lire. Et les termes de Stonehenge.
Archaeological. Glass plate negatives.
Huh?
A glass plate negative is missing. It is a glass plate negative of an Egyptian statue.
Tu utilises la mini comme il faut. Vert.
I should analyze this melted metal.
I don't want to stay here. I feel ill.
Do we have to stay here?
Oui, la scène de Trum. Ah, oui.
With the steam on, I'm unable to see even a few feet away. With the steam on, I'm unable to see even a few feet away.
Moi, je sais pas quoi d'autre et tu te regardes.
G. Newell and Sons, steam specialists, Seattle, WA.
Mais il y a quelque chose à faire là, je sais pas c'est quoi.
It's horrible.
Ah, j'ai fini de regarder ça. Mais la scène de scène, j'ai pas encore tout trouvé.
Mr. Holmes? Mr. Holmes?
None, Lestrade. With the steam on, I'm unable to see even a few feet away. There is a bottle of champagne on ice in the changing room. Do you have any idea who left it there?
There is? Are you quite certain? I didn't pay any attention. Do you believe that it's important?
How many people have keys to the steam room?
We have just the one key for now, which Sir Gregory gave to me.
So, this morning you opened the steam room, and then?
I put the key inside my desk, but when they called, I couldn't find it. It had disappeared. I don't know where it is.
Did you leave the baths at any time, or receive any visitors?
No, sir. I did not.
You are not telling the truth, Mr. Phillips. You left your work this morning, and you went to the post office, where you dispatched a telegram at around 7:30.
But how could you... No,
The telegram was for someone in Manchester.
Mr. Holmes, it's I'll tell you everything. I left the baths at 7:20. My sister wrote to me yesterday, and she needed a reply, or our mother is unwell. I was away for 20 minutes, and I closed the baths on my way out.
Did you receive a reply from your sister?
No, she wasn't meant to. I just told her to pawn my old school uniform so that she could pay for the medication.
Did you check to see if the key was still in your desk when you returned?
No, I didn't. Please, Mr. Holmes, don't tell the police about this. Sir Gregory would give me the sack. I need this job.
I see. A fountain pen with solid gold trim. Sir Gregory Pitkin's visiting card. An embroidered silk.
Rien d'intéressant sur celui-là.
When Garrow found Sir Rodney dead, he wiped the blood upon himself. A phial with herbs. Do you know what it is, my dear fellow?
It's the St. John's wort flower, Holmes. It's commonly used as a drug against melancholia. However, an overdosage might lead to a rash or even hallucinations.
An ordinary pencil.
Un crayon. Mais je suppose pour lire.
An old and rather dirty coin. a hand-drawn map. Rodney Bent. The last pages were torn. We must find a way of retrieving Sir Rodney's last lines. Watson, please prevent anyone from entering the room. But to begin with, a few and then to gently smudge.
Mr. Holmes, the coroner... But what are you doing? Tampering with the evidence?
I prefer to make them talk. Today, I almost found it. This date will go down in history. Sir Rodney was about to make an outstanding discovery.
Wonderful.
I could retrieve only the final words. The rest of it is lost. Perhaps the autopsy will assist us in that matter.
I'm not sure that I can allow you to inspect the body now.
I am sure that you must, Constable.
Well...
This ring was most likely the one that's... I see the join. This ring was repaired, and quite badly too, with silver. An Egyptian symbol. It is a very old...
Why on earth would they wear such a ring?
A very pertinent question. Please escort this suspect. A good day to you. My name is Sherlock Holmes. I'm assisting the police with their investigation of the murder of Sir Rodney Bentcliffe. Would you mind if I asked you a few questions?
I am Tristram Garrow.
Ah, tiens. Je sais pas où tu voulais parler en premier, mais bon.
What is your occupation?
I am a councillor at the district chamber.
And what were you doing at the baths?
Well, I follow the researches. I am interested in archaeology.
You follow them?
Yes. So many things happened and we need to know. Or perhaps it's better hidden.
I beg your pardon, Mr. Garrow.
I meant nothing by that. I apologise.
Certaines me fait penser à la tête d'un gars que je connais. C'est fou.
What was it like to work with Sir Rodney?
It was like working with a genius. He was a hard man, but then you know this world is hard. There are always people who want to steal from you, and he trusted me. But oh,
are you feeling unwell?
I'm sorry. It is I. I remember. Oh, I feel so sorry.
Do you need anything?
I feel bad. I hear. No, nothing. I'm better now.
Please try to recall what you saw.
The room was so hot. I had to remove my glasses. I was not.
But you found the body.
I saw the knife, you know, flying through the air. I saw the blood. I tried to escape. I don't remember.
You saw the knife. What did it look like?
Everything was as if in a nightmare. It all happened so fast. The knife was shining like gold.
Had Sir Rodney exhibited any recent strange behaviour?
Well, he had been rather secretive these past few days. Last Thursday, for example, I saw him leave. When he returned, it was very late. He showed me some wet coins, Roman coins, and he started to laugh. This is the coin that he showed me. It is from the 3rd century.
It must be very rare.
No, I don't know.
Alors donc de 400 ans et date de 400. Non. De 4 siècles. Non, de 3 siècles. Elle date de 200. Et le 0 c'est le 1er siècle. No.
His ring! Oh, it should be destroyed.
Why do you say that?
It is a cursed ring, digging dark secrets.
Really?
It is after me now. I know it. I shouldn't have worked on it in the workshop. It's too late now. Thank you. Thank you. This will help me to calm down.
Do be careful with the dosage.
I will.
I mean it. Did you place the bottle of champagne in the changing room?
What? No.
Garrow appears to be rather mentally disturbed. Either that or he is a good actor. Please escort. Good day to you, sir. My name is Sherlock Holmes, and I am assisting the police with their investigation of the murder of Sir Rodney Bentcliffe. Would you mind if I asked you a few questions?
Not at all, Mr. Holmes. My name is Percival Blinkhorn.
Nous avons une cale ici. La victime avait des taches de terre sur ses mains et lui travaille avec il y a de la terre sur ses
What is your occupation?
I'm an archaeologist, specializing in the Roman period. I'm working on several excavation sites at present, including the baths at Strand Lane.
Can you tell me more about the baths?
Well, we're hoping to retrieve a great many interesting artifacts from the site, and to list any items of value before their eventual restoration and exhibition.
And has it been successful?
It has, thanks to Sir Rodney.
Can you tell me what you saw today?
Well, we entered the steam room and we all went to sit down. The steam was particularly dense, and I didn't see anything much further after that. I just heard Mr. Garrow shouting, but we all ran for the door and bumped into each other. I was very alarmed by this point.
What did you do?
Well, the door was stuck, and with all the steam, it was quite frightening. I was barely able to see my own feet. Garrow was covered in blood.
Do you believe that Garrow killed Sir Rodney?
Oh, no. Garrow couldn't harm a fly.
Can you recall any recent event that would occur to you now as being a little strange?
Well, yesterday we had a small argument.
Is that all?
No. Sir Rodney informed me that he was to attend the London Archaeological Congress with me. Then he advised me of quite the opposite. And rather aggressively, too.
What can you tell me about Garrow?
Well, he always looks so sad. And he has been acting strangely lately. He complains about voices and visions. I will keep an eye on him because I'm worried.
Do you recognize this ring?
Certainly. It's the famous Aswan ring. Sir Rodney brought it back from his last campaign in Egypt.
And he kept it for himself?
Sir Rodney has had his own particular ideas of archaeology.
What was your relationship with Sir Rodney?
Well, I couldn't say that he was a kind man, no. But he was talented. I felt a great admiration for him, I must say.
Was it your first collaboration?
I had met Sir Rodney briefly once in Egypt, and I'd shared my researches with him. Surprisingly, my work did convince him to come here. He arrived only a couple of months ago.
Surprisingly?
Well, Sir Rodney was a cold man, and so very secretive too. But I learned so much from him. I can't believe that he's dead.
En date, les amis, j'ai aucune idée pour tout le sang qu'il y avait sur la victime.
How well were your researches progressing before Sir Rodney's arrival?
Rather well.
Ouais, j'étais un peu dans la lune là, j'ai pas trop écouté.
How well were your researches progressing before Sir Rodney's arrival?
Rather well.
This letter reveals that Sir Gregory was prepared to put a stop to your work.
Yes. But since Sir Rodney's arrival, he had calmed down. He allowed us to work. I'm not sure what they agreed on.
What will happen now that Sir Rodney is dead?
Well, I haven't thought about that. But if it's needed, I will fight to defend Sir Rodney's expectations.
Did you place the bottle of champagne in the changing room?
No, I did not.
Please. Good day to you, Sir Gregory. My name is Sherlock Holmes. I'm assistant.
Tell me, Mr. Holmes, will I need to stay here for very much longer?
Ok, snob. C'est un snob, lui. Ouais, un snob. Ouais, c'est vraiment un snob de l'ancien temps.
You are the manager of the baths, is that correct?
Yes. I'm passionate about archaeology. I wanted to restore the ruins. My ambition is to open the baths to the public. Living archaeology can be a profitable business, although now I'm not so sure.
I see. When do you wish to begin using the baths?
When the archaeological researches are over, I will be free to complete the restoration. It is the usual process.
Please tell me what happened this morning.
The test that we performed this morning was a success. The steam was working well. But then, of course, that awful murder.
What did you see?
The steam was too thick to see anything. But ask Garrow. He saw the body first.
Did you bring a bottle of champagne to the baths?
Absolutely not. Sir Rodney did, I think.
What was your relationship with Sir Rodney Bentcliffe?
We were not particularly close. He had an unpleasant temperament. Suspicious, authoritarian, unkind. People possessed by genius may be forgiven for their nature, but not by me.
Was he obstructive?
Not at all. Everything he did led us to greater success. He helped us increase the potential of the building.
Had Sir Rodney exhibited any recent strange behavior?
Look, I'm not a suspicious fellow, but I think that he had professional interests elsewhere that he did not wish us to know about.
Why should you think that? Where?
I have no idea. But after all, it was not my business.
How was the work progressing before Sir Rodney's arrival?
Rather slowly, I would say.
Sir Gregory, could you please explain this letter? You expressed the wish to call off the research work at the baths.
It was all about Blinkhorn. He was merrily digging away and taking very little care about it, ruining everything and finding nothing of any value.
But the arrival of Sir Rodney changed your mind?
Sir Rodney's work was extremely promising, and it was good for the bath's publicity. So yes, I changed my mind.
Are you aware that Mr. Garrow is under a form of medication?
Garrow? No, but I never liked that parasite.
Do you believe him to be capable of murder?
Well, he did have blood on him. Does that make him a murderer?
Mauvais bouton. Mauvais bouton encore, désolé. Et ouais, vu l'autopsie. Ah! Trouver telle découverte à patate. Ah, ça paraît à faire. On va pouvoir faire une autopsie, intéressant. Voilà, c'est pas là ou quoi? Ah, c'est là.
According to the coroner, there were no cardiac problems nor lung congestion, but there were traces of fungus, possibly contracted from the Egyptian tombs. The coroner observed no stomach nor liver disease, if we're to accept that Sir Rodney was an occasional drinker and 63 years of age. An unusual wound, inflicted by...
Oh le cul! Oh le cul!
Some
Désolé.
light bruising caused by a rope. The bruising is in lines. They were caused by a rope around the waist. Sir Rodney was descending somewhere.
Il est... Oh le cul, désolé. Attendez, le bout de métal fondu. Arme de trim introuvable. Je pense que le métal fondu est l'arme du trim. Et le suspect a lancé ça dans le bas zéro pour le faire fondre. Heureusement tout est là, tac. Alors, il y en a qui utilisaient une armature dans un morceau de glace, tu as la personne et, et le morceau de glace défendait et bam. Et le hasard même, l'âme du team fondait et il disparaissait. Moi j'avais bien plus de 15 minutes, c'était juste un petit bug. Ah tiens, c'est déplacé
On
chien.
the sofa for the third time
Ouais,
today.
tu montes sur le
Well,
canapé.
don't be
Je sais
surprised
pas si
if
Watson
Watson
ça
sits
soit
on
encore
you
sur
again.
toi. Attends, on peut encore y
On the
parler?
sofa for the third time.
Attendez, si elle a 100 place, peut-être que... Ah bah non, il y a toujours la vieille, enfin la femme au l'énorme décolleté.
What should we do next, Holmes?
Mais tu fais le métal parce qu'il y a mon...
This is a piece of metal taken from a brazier. It appears to be silver, but I need to be sure. If it is silver, it will be possible to melt it, since silver's melting point is at around 900 degrees Celsius. Let us compare this sample with a silver penny by testing it with acid. If it changes color to match the result of a reaction with a silver coin, then it is silver. I must take a pipette and...
Rouge. Rouge.
The reaction is the same red stain. It is silver, Britannia silver quality. Let us analyze this blood sample. This blood has not coagulated well. It seems very liquid. That is... Let us see what is inside it. Hydrogen peroxide will bring it... Let us see what is in... Water. This blood is heavily diluted with water.
La vapeur, c'est pas étonnant.
Selenite. Pyrite, otherwise known as fool's gold. Pyrite. White clay particles. Interesting. According to the color and its composition, I deduce that... Now, I need to find which area near... The sample of dirt...
Attends, elle démarre.
My analysis. That is that is that is that 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 that
Ouais, c'est journaux.
that is that here it is.
By the eye he was punished, for he saw that he was not worthy. Dreadful.
Oh?
This is where my please. We discovered some melted silver in the brazier. Did you put it there?
No. Silver, you say? No, I don't know how it got there.
Please.
Moi, c'est quand tu nous dis, mais ouais.
We discovered some melted silver in the brazier. Did you put it there?
It didn't help. The power is too strong.
Please. Some melted silver was found inside the steam room brazier. Do you know where it came from?
Silver? No.
une carte là-bas. Oui, je la trouve la carte.
My archive. On the sofa for the third time today. Well, don't be surprised if Watson sits on you again. Now we have two maps.
Ouais, je suis là.
Watson, pack your bag.
Ah ouais, tout en bas,
We
quoi.
are visiting a location in St. Albans marked on Sir Rodney's map.
Ouais.
What should... This archaeological site... This is the map of the site. We are at the heart.
Dis-moi. Tarzan dans le feu. Les autres horreurs au mauvais œil. De l'an 0 jusqu'en l'an 300. Ah, vas-y ici. Intéressant, on apprend des choses en même temps dans ce jeu. Non mais j'ai jamais lu les films les livres de Sherlock Holmes. Ça me déplaît pas de les lire pour voir. J'aime bien les détectives. Intéressant. Je te regarde ici. Putain, il faut jeter un cadavre. D'abord, un cyclope ou un géant.
The Cyclops, a one-eyed creature helping Vulcan at the forge. Vulcan, the god of fire and metalworking.
Putain est le dieu du feu et de la force. Et Héphaïstos est le dieu forgeron. Il doit être le fils de Vulcain, et Vulcain est le dieu de la force. Tu vois, je connais un peu en mais pas tout qui est frère, fils, père.
I don't need the ropes for now.
Frère, sœur.
I don't need the ropes for now.
C'était Athéna et Arès sont frères et sœurs. Et leur père, ces deux-là, c'est Zeus. Et Athéna est la déesse de la guerre. Et Arès aussi.
Construction hooks. Construction hooks. Neptune, the god of the sea.
La mer. Ah d'accord, il est dit aux Romains.
It is a statue of Minerva. It is a broken statue of a bull.
Voilà, bien fait.
The gastrophets were used with ropes and hooks for sieges. This is the map of the site. We are at the heart of an old Roman city.
Voilà les oreilles, l'eau. Wow, impossible de s'entendre parler avec l'eau. Si vous n'avez pas tout vu. Ça va devoir prendre celui-là. Quelle est chose faut aller ensemble.
This is a reproduction of an ancient Greek. This is... This railway is used... excavating tools.
Ouais, c'est tous.
This wall was covered with mud recently. What could be hidden here? I can see now. Frigidarium. It is located at the Roman Baths in London. Someone took the time to hide the fresco, but what for? I need...
Mais avant d'utiliser cet endroit, je veux être sûr qu'on va tout fouiller.
This is a reproduction of an ancient Greek crossbow.
Mr. Holmes, we've cleared the corridor to the Frigidarium. You can visit it now.
Thank you, Mr. Phillips.
These baths are becoming sinister.
Ah, il y a un petit...
Mr. Holmes? Mr. Holmes?
Perhaps I could find some clues by activating the flag. A hidden sign.
Vous aurez un scorpion. Oh, le signe pour soigner. Cal ou le truc du bâton d'Hermès. Vous avez vu. Un trident.
A symbol.
Il y a quoi, le César. Cara. Il y a aucun symbole. Ah, c'est les araignées. Arachnophobie quoi.
A hidden symbol. Now I have all the clues to help me find where these symbols are leading. All I need is imagination.
Oh, comment j'ai bien fait ça, tu vous jure, j'écoute
The
même pas de
signs
vidéo
are
en même
pointing
temps.
to this bust.
J'écoute même pas de vidéo en même temps, les amis. Ah, l'autre bus. Peut-être les lignes doivent se toucher. Ça, 3 yeux, je sais pas. Je savais aussi que ça allait être important cette porte. Moi à côté.
What is this place?
I am unsure, Watson, but everything points to the fact that it was the last place visited by Sir Rodney Bentcliffe. We are approaching the end of this mystery. A broken glass plate. What is it doing here? I should examine it at Baker Street. How very peculiar. An ice maker.
Why would Sir Rodney have brought such a device here?
Mithras, the god, clothed in Anatolian costume and wearing a Phrygian cap, killing the bull. This fresco resembles either a ladder or a hierarchy.
Charmant. Charmant les piliers.
The fire casts a shadow upon the floor.
Désolé, cousin se baille moi. J'ai dormi cette nuit.
It resembles a bull. It is very similar to the face of Mithras. The pillar collapsed a long time ago. It resembles that. The shadows show us the way to go. We will find Mithras after Neptune, the bull, and the bridge. A shovel, not from the Romanian. Mummified bodies, wherein some...
How dreadful. Judging by the broken orbit, this poor fellow met a death similar to Sir Rodney's.
This shoe is not from the Roman era. It is medieval at best. This man was a tomb raider who met...
By the eye he was punished, for he saw that he was not worthy. Dreadful.
Putain, Watson m'a fait sursauter. Bon, on va s'arrêter là pour aujourd'hui. Je vais faire une partie 2 du chapitre 3 plus tard. Ciao tout le monde. Je vous laisse et à tout mes